The Xbox and Bethesda showcase just wrapped up. Now there were quite a few interesting games shown at this event that I wanted to go over. Now overall I did think that this show was good in my opinion, but it could have benefited from being a lot shorter, and it is a balance that Xbox is always struggling with. Your E3 showcase is the biggest of the year, and this is where you need to show all of your heavy hitters. Now I'm always sympathetic when it comes to indie developers and them having the spotlight, but when you do your biggest summer showcase, you can't just have 15 back-to-back indie trailers that does very little to showcase any type of gameplay. They could have used all of that filler space to talk about future Xbox plans like cloud gaming in my opinion. I know that this is a game showcase and not a feature showcase, but they just released a big piece on their official blog talking about the streaming app as well as the new streaming box. I would have loved more details on that instead of just a bunch of small trailers talking about nothing. Now I know that that might sound a little bit negative, and it isn't meant to. As I've said, there are still plenty of good with this showcase. So with that out of the way, let's just start things off. Now I'm not going to cover every game, but I did want to go over the big ones, starting off with Redfall. Now this game got pushed back to 2023, leaving many disappointed, but we did get a 6-minute extended trailer with gameplay showcasing what we can look forward to. The story for this game will play out in a post-apocalyptic city that has been overrun by vampires. Now this game is not exactly my cup of tea, but I do know that there is still plenty of excitement around it. It does look like Bethesda is struggling a little bit when it comes to the identity of the game. They are going back and forth between horror elements as well as comedy. Now the gameplay overall does look fine, and so does the optimization. The game will be out in 2023 and it will be a day and date release for Xbox Game Pass. Now moving on from that, the next big announcement was a partnership between Xbox Game Pass and Riot Games. Now I'm not a big fan of Riot due to their exploitive monetary business model, as well as the fact that I just enjoy more story driven games, but I do note that there are plenty of people that love Riot Games and that I am in the minority here with that opinion. League of Legends is massive and so is Valorant. They have millions of players, and now all of those games will be on Xbox Game Pass with some exclusive benefits like more unlocked and free champions. But up next we saw Plague Tale, and I thought that this game did look great. People really enjoyed the first game, and I think that this is going to be a hidden gem. They showcased some gameplay and also gave us a bit of insight into what the story will be like. I was really impressed by what I've seen, and this is definitely a game that I am going to check out. Up next was probably the most visually impressive game of the night, Forza Motorsport. I myself am not a big fan of racing simulators, and if I have to play a car game, it is definitely going to be Horizon, but even to me this game is really exciting. They showed new mechanics, new sounds, and even an all-new crash detail. Forza is the gold standard when it comes to racing games, and they do stand alone on top of the mountain. Then up next, Microsoft Flight Simulator is also back, and at first I did not understand why they will be showing this old game again, but then I did. The Halo Pelican will be coming to Flight Simulator, and you will be able to fly it like never before. It looks really cool, and it might just be the reason why I will start checking the game out. We got to see some very limited detail of their brand new hero, the Junker Queen. I've never played Overwatch and probably will not be jumping into the sequel, but I am sure that there are many fans out there that are really excited. I did wish that they would showcase some more gameplay, give us an extended look at PvE, and also go into the brand new story mode, but unfortunately none of that happened. Now one game that I really do want to go over is Forza Horizon 5, the Hot Wheels DLC. There is not much to say here, but I did think that it was worth mentioning. It looked great and I'm definitely going to be playing it. Then they also showed some new gameplay for Scorn as well. Now I am very unsure of what this game is, and I also just don't know what to think of it. The concept does look good, but it also just feels like another shooter. I do think that the world might be very good to explore, but what they showed was very brief. I have a hard time understanding exactly what they are trying to go for, but it will be on Game Pass, so I might just go and give it a try. Then Mojang also announced an all-new Minecraft game called Legends. Now the cinematic trailer did look great, but my excitement very quickly went away when I saw the gameplay. It just looked awful. Now I know that they want to try new things and do things a little bit differently, but this just wasn't it. This is going to be a hard skip for me. I do love Minecraft, but Legends is just a no. Now this point we also reached the filler point of the show. Now one game that stood out for all of the wrong reasons was As Dusk Falls. The game looks like it was developed on PowerPoint. They might have a narratively strong story, but I just could not get over the visuals. It is a critically acclaimed game, and I am probably sure that it has a fan base, but I will have to skip this one. Sorry for being negative. I am sure the developers are very hard working, so if you do like the game, please feel free to go and support it. Then this was my personal highlight of the night, Diablo 4. I know Blizzard is going through a hard time right now with Diablo Immortal, and rightfully so due to their horrendous business practices, but I am still very excited for Diablo 4. These games are some of my favorites ever, and I really hope that Blizzard can stick the landing here. They have been releasing disappointment after disappointment for years now, so I hope that they can turn things around. The gameplay does look amazing, the classes look great, and the story is intriguing, so I just could not get enough. If Blizzard gives us a normal $70 price tag with no microtransactions, I am definitely all there. Now it should be noted that there is a good chance that the game will be launching under the Xbox banner, so we might see it on Xbox Game Pass. People should also prepare themselves for the fact that it could be exclusive to the Xbox platform, or at least have exclusive Xbox Game Pass content. I know that Microsoft committed Call of Duty to multiple platforms, but that arrangement does not extend to all of the games. Bethesda is now pretty much exclusively releasing for the Xbox platform, so Blizzard might soon be doing the same. I am a strong advocate of non-exclusivity, but we also need to be realistic. Anyway, let's talk about another big announcement, and that is Hideo Kojima, who will be partnering up with Xbox. Hideo will be making a game for Xbox. At this point we don't know exactly what it is going to be, but there is of course a lot of excitement around the announcement. But now it is time for the main event, Starfield. Now I did not know how to feel about this game when I first saw it, but after the showcase I am really hyped. They showed off some awesome gameplay and the world does look visually stunning. The combat that they showed also looked good in my opinion, although there is always some room for improvement. Now as much as I thought that the overall gameplay did look really good, I do also have some concerns. First of all, I do think that it is great that they did decide to push the game back, as it is clear that they are nowhere ready to release it yet. Throughout the entire showcase it just looked like the game was running at 15 frames. It is an issue that needs to be sorted, and I do hope that the year will be enough. It is a Bethesda game, so I am always very nervous. Their games just seems to always have massive performance issues on release. They have this attitude of releasing a broken game and then trying to fix it later, and by that point the hype is just unfortunately dead. This will be their first release under the Xbox banner, so I do hope that Phil Spencer will just step in and try and prevent them from releasing anything broken. Now they also said that there will be more than 100 playable worlds. Now there is just no way that you can pay attention to all of that detail and also populate all of those worlds properly. I do hope that this won't just turn into a barren wasteland filled with nothing. Some of the cities that they showcased did look great, but I do have my doubts about all of the other worlds. But now back to the positives, you can fully customize your ship and also fly it around. There will also be space battles that looks really exciting. Overall, I do think that the game looks great and I am excited to play it on Xbox Game Pass.